So we had a chance to play the Big Team Battle mode from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the upcoming game. This is Call of Duty firmly taking a step in to eat maybe Battlefield's lunch. And that's exciting. So we played 10v10, we played 20v20. Now it turns out that there's up to 100 players in this mode. So full-on 50v50 team battles. It is both literally huge and big for this game. So here's the thing with Big Team Battle. I like it a lot, and I think that's because I'm the person they're going after. People who came from some other larger titles like Battlefield, who kind of feel like that franchise has been drifting off for a while. It's not in a great place. It's been steadily going towards infantry combat. And honestly, Call of Duty is just going to do infantry combat better than a game like that ever will. There's a lot of things that they've done in Modern Warfare that make Big Team Battle more exciting than if it was in a previous title like Black Ops 4. For one, gun handling is way more realistic than it was in the past couple iterations of this game. They've done a complete overhaul of guns, and the guns all have pros and cons. Their attachment system, when you pick something, it doesn't just make your gun better. It reduces idle sway, but it might make you slower at running, or it might make it slower for you to ADS. So when you're building a gun, you have to actually think about your loadout for Big Team Battle. Being an LMG man myself means that if I take an LMG, I'm going to want to sit on sort of the outside of the map as opposed to some of the interior gnarly spaces where I'll need to ADS faster. However, I can make build-outs with faster ADS speed that might, say, slow down my run speed. So there's pros and cons, and you really have to think about it when you're building a gun in this game, and I like that so much. I love the fact that you can screw up a gun build, because that's fun. It means that there's enough room there for you to do interesting things. So how the game plays. We played on the Sanaya Palace map. They're trying to get rid of the 3-lane design, and they're trying to make the game focused around what they call power points. What they really mean are basically buildings, you controlling buildings. The palace map played really interesting. There's a central palace, as is in the name, and there's a courtyard. And we had a couple of matches where the one team or the other controlled that courtyard and the entrance points to that courtyard really well, and that made a huge difference in that match. So that's where the new Killstreak system is very important, and also where Big Team Battle continues to be exciting for me. So you tend to break those stalemates with Killstreaks. I drove around in a tank for a while, which was something that was in, I believe, World War II. But it's a kill streak this time around, and it's crazy to think, I'm suddenly driving a tank around in a big team battle mode in Call of Duty. The white phosphorus, which everybody's been kind of talking about a lot, it's actually very useful in this mode, because if an enemy team is holding that courtyard and you just simply can't break through, the white phosphorus has a mechanic. It actually blankets the whole area of the map and starts choking the enemy team, and it makes it easier for your team to move into that area. I think Big Team Battle brings a lot of meaning and purpose to your weapon builds, your overall loadouts, and your kill streaks that you take with you. There's also things like something like a tactical insertion flare, which becomes now more important because on a bigger map, you need to choose where you spawn. Grenade interceptor, just because there's more people throwing grenades. The overall feel of Big Team Battle it's oddly Call of Duty feeling, just because there's so many people on the map at once doing so many kill streaks and so many different combat engagements, but it also feels like a great step for Call of Duty. One thing to keep in mind is this is just one mode. This game still has plenty of core modes in 6v6, and it also has the 2v2 gunfights. So you will still find what you're looking for in one of those, but this one's exciting. I think it'll pull in a wider audience.